not saying men did it. Men ain't do it. Men suffer just not just as much. That was too far.
Wow.
Men suffer just as well. Just like in slavery, I think white people suffered in slavery. You know how many jobs they couldn't do? You know how many jobs they missed out on because slaves was doing it?
I feel like you're agreeing with me, but you're just not too sure.
No, I feel like you know I'm right, but you refuse to admit it because it would make your point look bad. And I've already won.
It's definitely opposite.
I'm totally correct.
I'm definitely correct.
I back myself up with facts. I back myself up with facts. You have.
I gave you facts. Kunta Kinte.
No. Kunta Kinte is an imaginary creature. That's why the name of the show is...
I know.
He doesn't.
Podcast.
At all.
Okay, so you said you had a video that you wanted to go over.
Yes. You want to
Speaking of men.
Playing on the phone.
Huh?
No, but you know what? I'm not even... I'm glad. It leads into what we were talking about.
Yeah, speaking of men.
Quote-unquote patriarchy.
Right.
I think... because I listen to women talk all the time about toxic masculinity and da-da-da-da and all that stuff, right? I'm not saying it's not.
Right.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it is or it isn't, okay?
Uh-huh.
But what I'm going to say is I've heard many women who've transitioned to being men speak about how sad and how lonely and how miserable it is to be a man.
Right.
And I'm saying the toxic masculinity that they're talking about is the training to be able to live in a world where you are hated from the moment you're born. That's what I believe. Yes, that's what I believe toxic masculinity is.
You're going off the top.
I'm not. I'm telling you, the toxic masculinity that they talk about is training to survive this world where men are shitted on repeatedly. That's what it is. They go, ooh, so why he trying to prove he's an alpha male? Because you got to make your space. And to make your space, you got to let other people know this ain't what you want. You don't want this. If you want to get something, go over there. For when the zombies come, I always talk about when the zombies come. When the zombies come and they go like this, man, who's going to be the easiest person to take all their stuff? They're going to look over my side. They're going to see me and go, nah, not him. He's willing to die for his. Let's go try some homeboy up the street. That's what's going to happen. They're going to see me and they're going to see that. Oh, that's bothering you?
Okay, right. There we go.
All right, because men have to learn this innate protection of self and of mind. And it has to be so visual that other men can tell at a moment's notice that ain't the one to mess with. You saw The Wire, right?
I seen The Wire.
All right.
Terrible show.
First of all, stop it. The Wire is the best show ever shown on television.
That's a horror movie.
It is the best show. Maybe, but it's factual. But do you remember that? Do you remember when Michael? You remember Michael, the character Michael?
The brown kid, right?
They were all brown kids.
He was like good, and he started like when he was like boxing and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was beating everybody up. He was a thug. He was a gangster, but he wasn't a thug.
Yeah.
Right. Do you remember the day he met Marlo?
Right.
You remember that? Remember that scene? Where they were giving money out to all the kids, and he's like, I don't want it. And then Marlo went to him, what, you too good for my money, bro?
Right.
And then he was like, nah, man, I just don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't need it. I'm just going to go home. And he said, what, you a punk or something? And then Michael gave him a look. And Marlo looked at him, and Marlo smiled and said, all right, bro, you good. Hey, little homie, pass. You remember that scene?
Right.
That's the exact toxic masculinity that's necessary to save your life in this world. That's why it's...
Wait, Marlo or...
Marlo saw in Michael that if I come for him, he's not going to stop until one of us is dead. And that's not worth it. Because that's not... Men don't go... No. Don't get me wrong.
That sounds animalistic, bro.
Yeah. What do you think we are?
We're not animals.
We're animals, sir. Sir, have you ever heard of...
beings living
have you ever heard of kingdom, sir? Have you ever heard of designations? Have you ever
heard hear that? My chat, we're spiritual... Not chat. Guys, we're spiritual beings living a human existence. But
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And we're animals at the beginning of the day.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
If anything, we're slaves.
To our animal ways, yes.
Right.
Yes, because we're animals. You don't have animal ways unless you have animal.
But we're not animals.
We're animals, sir. We're animals. It proves every time you see a jealous man punch a woman, every time you see a woman get mad at a dude like the what do you call it? A girl's post.
Yeah.
Every time you see a woman bust a dude car up.
Slaves. Right?
All that is
slaves
is animalistic reaction to the emotions that we've held down with our higher brain. That's it. The brain is comprised of two parts. There's the higher mammalian brain and the lower reptilian brain. That lower reptilian brain is pure animalistic. It's pure whatever I don't like, whatever it makes me unhappy, whatever makes me feel the way I don't like, I kill. That's why you see kids go. You ever seen a kid bite someone's nose?
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Please do.
Do you? So you subscribe to evolution?
I don't. Okay, got it. I did not say that. I don't think evolution is not real. I just don't think evolution is what people think it is.
It's not real. It's
bro,
what?
Yo,
let's say.
Hold on. Write it down. Let's finish this conversation first, and then we're gonna jump into why evolution is real. Because you just saying some craziness now. That's nuts. But I would love to have that conversation with you. Unless you're willing to acquiesce that I'm right.
I can circle back, but
because I'm telling you, toxic masculinity is a natural defense of to protect yourself against the world. That's why it's necessary. That's why women will never understand it, because they don't have to protect anything. There's not a woman in this world that protects this. I'll tell you, there's very few women in this world that protect anything. You know what they do when they need protection? They call a man.
As they should.
I'm not, but then don't tell me how to be a man if you can't be a man. You don't get to tell me what being a man is if you can't be one. That's like I can't tell a woman what being a woman is. I can tell you the symptoms of being a woman. I can tell you what being with the woman is like. I can't tell you what being. Of course, I'm talking logic. It's all I talk. All I know is logic.
Logically. At the same time, you got to give them grace because
I don't.
Emotional. They're emotional.
So everybody's emotional. You're emotional. I'm emotional.
I'm definitely emotional.
Okay.
But the reason I'm saying that is because out the womb.
I can't do that. It bothers me.
Word. Out the womb, you're always being told what to do.
Correct.
You're being told how to acquiesce to society when you're in preschool. Make sure you don't hit somebody. Make sure you don't do this. Make sure you don't do that. The way
you're
up
being taught to put down your animal-based nature.
Sure.
Because we're animals. Continue.
Sure. But
you just said we weren't animals.
I see
5 minutes ago, nigga. 5 minutes ago you said
we're not animals though. We're not animals.
We're animals. Continue.
We are spiritual beings.
We could be that too.
In a physical body.
We could be that as well.
That has their vices. So because we have the option of choice, unlike other animals, we're able to transcend any animalistic behaviors.
Wait a minute.
That is a difference between us and animals.
Are you saying animals don't have choice?
They don't have choice. They can't make choices.
That's insane.
You can train them. But
training is a choice. Accepting training is a choice. You can just
animals can adapt.
Kill.
For animals, they adapt
to
their situation.
So do humans.
Yeah, of course.
Because we're animals.
Of course. At the end of the day,
You heard him, right? Thank you very much. I'm done.
End of the day, we have choice of whether or not we adapt to something, or whether or not we want to subscribe to certain things.
I'm still not hearing how animals are different because they can do that too.
Animals can be trained.
That's the main difference. So can humans. Humans are trained all the time.
Of course.
So what's the difference? You're not telling me a difference. A difference means one can do something, the other one can't. What's the difference?
The difference is one has a choice. One can make choices.
Animals have choices and make choices all the time.
It's not the same thing. Animals
How is
adapt.
it? Tell me the difference.
Adapt.
Tell me the difference.
Okay, for example, you have a bear. It was a bear cub.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Out the womb, a bear wants to eat, fruits, nuts, vegetables, berries, etc.,
and meat, depending on what the kind of bear it is.
Right. And as it grows, if you're someone who, let's say, wants that bear to grow up in a circus, right?
Okay.
You're going to train it to, do the things that you want them to do in a circus. Dance on the ball and jump through hoops, etc., so with that bear is adapting to its environment, which is you, as opposed to its bear mom.
How is that different than humans? If you have a human child and you give it to a Chinese lady and that Chinese lady decides, I want this kid to be a super student, it puts it in positions so it has to adapt or suffer to become the best student it can. That's what they do. Same thing.
The difference is we're able to gather information to
animals gather information as well
to change our perspective, which also changes the options of choices that we have. Animals don't do that.
Sir,
they adapt to their circumstances.
I'm going to tell you why you're wrong.
Go ahead.
It's not that we're able to do that. It's that legally when we get to a certain age, you can't stop us anymore. There is no age that animals can reach that they're no longer property of a human in human society. Yeah. See, the difference is if we were out in the jungle, if we were out in the jungle as humans, living by the rules of the land, it don't matter how long we were holding it. If we were holding this wolf, the wolf sees other wolves, and they're like, "Hey, nigga, bring your wolf ass on." He gone.
Right.
No matter how much training you put on him, he gone. He gone.
Right.
Right. It's the human confines that lock them down. Same thing with slavery. They see the world, they want to go live it, they can't do it because you can't leave master property, so you're locked down. It's the system. It's not them. They're just like we are. They're just like we are. They are exactly like we are. There's no difference between the only difference between humans and the lay animals is a level of cognizance. That's it.
Cognizance?
Yes. The ability to reason on certain levels. Okay. They can't go to certain. They can go like this. They can go stick.
Okay.
Stick, hit, stops, weapon, good.
Right.
They can't go, stick. Damn. Maybe if I use the stick on this metal, I can beat the metal flat enough to make a stick that's longer and sharper. Now, sharp stick, they haven't made that leap. We made the leap that we can take the world and manipulate it to what we need. Right. That's the difference. That's the only difference. We've gone above and beyond on killing.
We can gather information, right?
They gather information as well.
That will expand our options, right? Which means
you trying so hard and you failing.
Holy.
You are trying.
It's like your example. Like if a monkey picks up a stick, he's not going to think that, okay, maybe I should take all these sticks and branches together to make a little home.
Actually, they do. They do.
Well, they make nests.
Yeah, it's not a nest, but they would make like a quote unquote a hut or just something for them. Especially, but the problem is, outside is not bad to them, so they don't have to make that decision. Outside is bad to us. We get
outside would be bad to them,
right? Because not for us. We don't have the hair anymore. Right? They can live outside. It's fine. Rain, shake. I'm good. The problem is we don't have the advantage they have of the strength.
Okay.
Once we lost the strength and gained the brain.
Okay.
That's where the difference. We just took the brain and went crazy with it.
Right.
That's the difference. They didn't take anything and go crazy with it. We're the evolution.
So how can you compare us to animals?
Because we're all the same. The only difference is we think better.
With that logic, there should be like humanoid type monkeys, lions, bears, cats, etc.
Absolutely no sense. I'm going to tell you why.
They should be doing the things that we're doing.
So now you're talking about evolution. Okay, we can get into evolution.
I'm gonna circle back to the other thing.
That's fine. I think evolution takes a very long time. It did not. No, feel me. It did not take. We didn't just wake up. You think we're Homo sapiens? I mean, you think we're we were the first homos? Pause. We were not the first homos. Pause. No, we're Homo sapiens. We were not the first homos. There were many other different types of homos.
Right.
The most famous being Homo erectus, Homo Neanderthal, all kind of, you know what I'm saying? I think Homo's a genius.
I'm sure they just made it up, fake science.
I'm not going there with you. But there were so many different types, right?
Homos.
Of homos. That sounds so crazy for island people to say that.
Yeah,
but genus.
Transsexual.
Shut up. Genus. The word genus. That go look it up if you don't know what that is.
Homo erectus.
But that's homo. Yeah.
Penis.
Kingdom, phylum. I'm done with you. But if people, but they came up. So there were others that were before us. There were others that were higher than us. They just didn't finish. There are others.
Why?
Well, I can't think. It's not Homo erectus. I can't think of the one that was just as up. But we had a war with them and we won.
Does that sound right to you?
Yes, nigga. Because the second they're human nature, the second there's something competing with us for the same resources, war is what happens. The second I eat a banana and I see your people eat a banana, who was you to eat my banana? That's what it means. That's what it means to be human. That's my banana. Ain't no Publixes. I just got I only see this one tree. I got the kill. I'm reading a book right now. Exact thing that happened. They can't. It's called. It's called
sound right?
Generation Trilogy. Yes, nigga. We see it in the. What red ants and black ants? They say they ants.
Oh, they be crippin'.
They be going to war. Exactly.
They be
The-
crippin'.
it's like, hold up, homeboy. This is